Okay, this is part 2 of showing off, not really showing off, these draft chaff decks I built for my friend's son. So like I said in part 1, the boy is 15. He's never played Paper Magic before. He has played Arena, so he has some experience, knowledge of the game in broad terms. And what I did is I took the remnants of half a booster box of Modern Horizons 2 draft that I opened looking for. I just felt lucky. You know how it is sometimes. You've got some extra money in your pocket and you think, I want to crack some packs. I want to see what I get. I want to pull a bomb foil rare that's worth money. And then you don't. You don't get anything near what you just sunk. Just like real life gambling. Just like going to the casino. So I lost at the casino. But my friend's son's going to win. So I've got this blue-green intact coherent deck. I've got this black-red that I showed. Again, another intact coherent deck. With the caveat that it is disjointed. It is janky. It has gargadons. But for a new player, it should be pretty good. It should be okay. Let me show you the white deck. So the black-red and the blue-green, fairly coherent. The white deck, this really reminds me of what it was like to play when I first started. Because for this, I just took all the white cards I had. All but 3 of them. And I stacked them up and called it a deck. And some of it is just... I really didn't like that I have to play this, but that's the way it was when I first started playing back in Revised. Sometimes to finish a deck, I had to play things that I really didn't like, but I had to have another green card to fill out the green deck, needed another blue card to fill out the blue deck, needed something else to shove into the green-red deck. So I think this will be okay. It's got some removal. The affinity for artifacts. So we're looking at some reduction. He's got some artifacts that should stick around long enough. It's just in there because I needed something. Neither one of these decks has very much recursion. So sacrificing him to exile cards strike at a player's graveyard, probably not going to be that relevant. Where's the... I've got 2 of these unbounded potentials in there. That's okay. This thing, kind of wondering if it's going to work very well. Kind of wondering if I don't want to put it in my Soul Sisters deck. But anyway, so that's the white deck. This has been kind of a discussion on what it was like to start playing back before there was a robust secondary market. This is all the junk he's getting. So yeah, that's all he's got for white to pick from if he wants to change the deck. Yeah, this is a good card, but in a mono-color deck, it sucks. But you can see, this is just the junk that you leave on the end of the table after you get done drafting and goes in the bin, gets recycled. I don't know what the hell they do with stacks of junk. A funny story about that is a friend of mine So we went to a tournament. My friend just started playing Magic a little bit. This used to be a really good card. It's amazing how far it's fallen. Now it's worthless. I remember when Vindicated was worth, back in the US, maybe $10 US, 15. I wanted to say it was worth maybe 15, 20, but I remember it definitely was worth 10 at some points. But anyway, this friend of mine, we went to a tournament so he could kind of experience it, get the feel of it, see the action, the intensity, the the smell of hundreds of nerds coming together, sitting in very tight table, shoulder to shoulder, to play Magic. And at the end of it, of course, they had a draft. You can't have any kind of major event, tournament, without at least a side draft. So on the tables at the end were all these stacks, just stacks of cards. And he said, "What is that, man?" And I said, "Well, that's just people's draft leftovers. You can take those." And keep in mind, there's nobody around. We were there at the end of the day. All the drafters had left. The draft was over. The prizes were gone. So he just started picking up stacks, just like a Hoover. And then on the tram home, I said, "Hey, can I see some of the stuff you got?" And he, "Oh, sure, man." So he pulls it out. And I'm going through, and I'm seeing, okay, yeah, all these colors mixed together. Hey, that's a rare. Oh, that's another. Wow, that's actually a good rare. And there's land in here. You took somebody's deck. He's like, "What?" I said, "Yes. You picked up somebody's draft deck, and there's actually some decent cards in it." But keep in mind, again, there was nobody around. It was the custom at this place at the time, where at the end of the table, people would just dump their draft so the custodians coming by at the end of the night could just throw everything away. Just knock it off the table into a rubbish bin. So I don't know why the person who had that deck decided to abandon it, or if they made a mistake. But in any case, I feel bad, but there's nothing we could have done about it at the time, because we'd already left the venue. We had nobody to ask, and we had followed the procedure. We weren't going around just nicking things. It was, yeah, this is the junk, take the junk. And the other stacks he got, yeah, it was junk. Anyway, let me get this posted. My friend should be here soon, so the decks, I'll play with him and see what he thinks. It's in our best interest to bring people to Magic, isn't it? So I feel pretty good about this, making him these decks, hopefully triggering the same passion I have for the game in him as I have, as some of you have. And I'll tell you how it goes with him. Cheers.